So I'm using 4-ply seagull, local brand, Kenyan local brand, in this beautiful sky blue color. And going to use tape measure and a 3.5 hook, some darning needle, and some stitch markers where it will be required. So quickly let's dig in on how we're going to start. So I'm gonna chain 6. So I've made my slip knot and chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 5, not 6, 5. And then slip stitch on the first chain from the slip knot like this. Chain 1, 2, 3, and that marks as the first double crochet. Chain 1, so 3 plus 1, and yarn over, make a double crochet like this. So we are starting from the bottom. I had made this part, the behind part, so I'm making the front part. We are starting from here. This is where we are, and we want to make a V-stitch on this chain space. So I'm gonna make 2 of them, and this is what we are doing here right now. We've made the first one, so you don't chain, but we continue and we make another double crochet. Yeah, but here we chain 1 to make kind of a V-stitch, but not, I don't know which stitch is this, but it's not that V-stitch. And then finish another with a double crochet. So here we have 2, we will call it a V-stitch, 2 V-stitch here on the first row, as you can see. And this is what we have also on this part of them. 1, 2. So on the second row, we're going to work on each, and this one is going to also serve as make one V-stitch for us. So I'm gonna chain 1, 2, 3 plus 1, that's 4. Yeah, and on the same space continue making a double crochet. Yeah, don't chain 1, but rather go in the middle part here that separates the 2 V-stitches to create a new V-stitch. Yeah, but here we chain 1, make a double crochet again like that, then quickly get into the next space there and make another double crochet, V-stitch, chain 1, double crochet. So this is our second row, and here we have how many V-stitches? That is 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's be clear again. I'm not sure of which stitch is this, but we are going to call it a V-stitch to make our work easier. Yeah, so on our third row, what you're going to do is we will be increasing on the ends only. We increase on the ends, and on the next row we don't increase, so we'll keep on changing like that. So let me tell you what I mean by that. So always start with a chain of 3 plus 1, that is 4, because that counts as a V-stitch, and dig in onto that space with a double crochet. Again, make another double V-stitch, sorry, on the same space the previous row. So we have 2 of V-stitches here at the beginning of the row, as you can see. And we're going to work on this middle V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, yeah, and quickly go into the last V-stitch at the end of the row by making 2 of these stitches. So what you do here at the beginning is what you do here at the end of the row. Another chain 1. So as you can see, we started with a chain space, and then we went ahead, we added 2 V stitches, and on the second row we did a 3 V stitches, and now on the fourth row we have 1 2 3 4 5 V stitches. So on my next row I'm not going to increase but to 3 plus 1. I will work on those V stitches, the first one, and then I will go to the next one, work on them too. This is so simple, it's not complicated, and continue working on the rest of the row. Make sure you work on those spaces, on those V stitches, and don't forget to separate them with a chain, hence the V stitch. Continue working across the row just like that, and on our last one, separate it with the chain and make a double crochet. So here we have how many stitches on the third row. Forgive me about the noises, but I hope you hear me. So the first, second, third on the fourth row. Fourth row we have the same stitches as the third row, 1 2 3 4 5, because we haven't increased. But now on the fifth row we are going to make an increase, and this is where we're going to start by making our first 3 chains plus 1, and that 1 serves as a separating chain between the double crochets, and make a double crochet, make another V stitch on the same chain on the same space, sorry, and separate it to the chain, make another double crochet. So we've got 2 here, and remember what you do here is what you do here at the end of the row. So this is what we are doing until you get the desired length, or rather hip length, hip measurements. So don't forget by separating those V stitches by the chain, because it won't add, you will destroy the pattern actually. So we are here at the end of the row, and we're going to do exactly what we did at the first in the beginning of the row, like this. So as you can see, it is creating that curvy shape, yeah, same exactly as what it is here. So we are going to remember, one row you increase, one row you don't increase, one row you increase, one row you don't increase. So we are going to work all the way, and we'll let you know how many rows we are working on, and let's meet at the desired length, hip length. That's what, so in my case my hip length is 40 inches that I worked with. So if yours is less, you can still increase. If yours is less, you can decrease. If yours is more, you can still increase. So we let you know 40 inches, how many rows is that. So this is the far I have gone, so you can see that triangular shape coming out so perfectly and beautiful, yeah. And I'm on my 21st row, so this, let me finish this row with you together, because this is the hip length measurement or that I told you earlier. So we've been repeating the same thing that I told you, and you keep on increasing till you reach your desired hip length. Is it hip length or hip width? Why am I keep on saying hip length? It's hip width. Yeah. So we continue working across the row. Continue working across the row, and till we reach the end. So the scalia V-stitch, just working on those spaces, making a double crochet, chain one, another double crochet. Then you go to the next. Sorry, my yarn got tangled. No. And we keep on going to the next. We are approaching the end of the row. And this is the last stitch of the row. We're finishing it with an increase on my case. So this is what we have, and let's try and measure it and see how long it's it. So if I stretch it, as you can see, it reaches 20 inches. I don't know if it's clear. 20 inches when stretched. Yeah. So another hack that people might not know, rather ignore, never work on a crochet project in the exact length without stretching, because it might be bigger. So you have to stretch it to fit it perfectly, that if it expands, it doesn't expand that big and look so bad. Yeah. So probably your project should be stretched out its measurement. So on the next thing that we are going to work, since we've gotten our hip measurement, is this. We are not going to increase again. We are not going to increase, so we're just basically creating a base of the hip. So we're gonna work on this hip length. Now this is the hip length towards the waist. Yeah. And in this case I made 10 rows, so we're going to work 10 rows, and when we reach the 10th row, no increase, but I'm going to work with you on the 22nd row in my case, because I've made 21 rows so far. So I'm gonna show you the 22nd row, how you're going to do it without an increase, and then we will work on 10 rows. Then we join together and continue working now on the upper part of the body. Yeah. So if you don't want to get confused here when you are joining, just put a stitch marker here to help you easily. So I'm gonna chain 1, 2, 3 plus 1, that marks a chain plus a stitch, I mean a double crochet plus a chain 1. Turn your work, and we're gonna work just the same we did on these other rows. We are not increasing because our previous row was an increase, and work all the way till the end of the row. This is row 22. Yours might be lesser or might be bigger. Remember, I'm working with 40 inches, which is mostly standard hip measurement for most of the people. So I'm gonna work on this row without an increase, and let's meet here at the end of the row. So I'm here at the end of the row, yeah, and I'm gonna finish without an increase. That's a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet, yeah, just like that. And instead of increasing on the other row, we are not going to increase. And this was our row 22. On our row 23, we're gonna chain 3 plus 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 plus 1. Turn on your work, and instead of putting 2 the way we used to put on these other increases, we're just going to put 1 V-stitch and then continue working all throughout the row. So we are not going to increase, we are not going to put 2 V-stitches in one V-stitch of the previous row as we used to do on this other side. So it's going to remain stagnant, or rather constant, throughout the 10 rows that you will be working on. So this is what you're going to repeat. It's just simple, nothing complicated, and continue with the same stitches, that the same pattern, sorry, that we were doing. This is the simplest pattern. You can work with it with some other projects you have in mind. It's a cute pattern and it's a simple pattern. So people are just kind of saw it a little bit complicated because they don't know how to start it. I was one of them, yeah. And until I had to figure it out, because I tried looking for a tutorial on it but never found one. And when I made these, everyone wanted this tutorial because they've been struggling like I did. So it's really simple. Once you know, it just flows. Once you've mastered it, it flows without you struggling. It's a beautiful stitch pattern. You can you can make with it several things, cover-ups, the long kimonos, you can do trousers, you can do shorts, you can do shirts with it. I think I'm gonna pretty abuse this pattern in making the different things. Yeah, and I'll be showing you. I won't be selfish. I will show you. So you're here at the end of the row, complete with another V-stitch, but instead of adding, we continue by chaining 1, 2, 3 plus 1 and turn on your hook. As you can see now, instead of it going like this, it's now taking shape. It's now going straight, just as this one. This is what we're trying to achieve. Sorry. This is what we're trying to achieve. And we're going to make 10 rows. So I'm going to leave you here and let's meet at the 10th row, or rather 10 plus 21, that is 31, the 31th row in total, when you total all the rows from the bottom here. I'll meet you 31 row on the 31th row. Yes. So I'm done with the, I'm on my 31th row. Yeah. And this is what we have. I would already joined here with my stitch marker because I want to join these two parts. Yeah, I'm gonna join these two parts and continue working on the upper part, but now I'll be working just the front part. More of the same, you can still continue working on the upper part and join this later on, but I just want to work with a full garment. Yeah, and I will oh, the word, I will align the waistline so that it could fit perfectly too. So this is the bottom part. We already done with the bottom part, and this is a size 40 hips, and I'm gonna work on the, I'm gonna join these first. After joining this, I'm going to continue working on the seams on the front part, which is this other side. So that's where my yarn is attached, but you can just change, you can just choose any part that you want. Yes. And yeah, so we will continue working the same part till we reach at the under boobs. I'm going to show you how many rows I've done. So this is what I have come up with currently. I joined the two here where I told you to join here, and I continued working on one panel, as you can see here. I continued working on one panel until I did 13 rows. Let me count with you one. So this is where my joining ended. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I did 13 rows of these. It might look bigger, as you can see, but it's going to hug the body, the upper body part. And since we used hip measurement, of course, there's a way we are going to a little bit squeeze this so that it could fit perfectly without hanging on the back side. Yes. And the next thing, we've reached the under breast. Yeah. And we need to separate these two so that they could hold the breast separately. And for you to identify the middle, just go back to how you started it and identify the middle part of these from here. I hope you could see it. You could identify the middle part. Yeah. This is the middle part. This is the middle part. It comes all the way from the beginning here. And if you move it like this, you're gonna have identify your middle part, and then you put a stitch marker there so that you don't confuse it when you're trying to make the breast caps kind of. So, and you can still confirm if this is the middle part by counting these V stitches. They're the same as the other side of the V stitches. So on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is the middle one. Let's see if this other side is also 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we got it perfectly. Now we're going to continue working here without an increase. So let me flip this other side. I'm gonna work one row without an increase first, without a decrease. No, we are not now increasing, we are decreasing. So I'm gonna chain 1, 2, and sorry, 2, 3, 4. Then make a V-stitch, make a V-stitch to the next. So I have reached here at this the middle part, yeah. But instead, I want to I don't want to exclude it, because now the cups will look like they are not the same, or rather very far apart from each other. But I want them to combine together, so that it looks like it's a one thing, yeah. They are twins, or rather sisters, yeah. So I will make a double crochet here to finish this row here. So apparently I have done one cup, and I'm going to show you what I did this other side to this other side, so that we could be clear about it. I didn't want us to bargain on how to reduce, so I had to do this other cup so that you could understand easily of what you are doing. So sorry, here is our first row. Remember the first, in our first row, I didn't decrease here at the end of the row, but at the beginning of the row, but I decreased when I reached here in the middle. So I'm gonna touch my yarn here, and I'm gonna touch my yarn, make a V-stitch here, chain 1, 2, 3 plus 1, and make a V-stitch. There we have our V-stitch. Continue working on those V-stitches till we reach here the end of the row, here the middle of the where we did put our stitch marker, and I'll let you know what to do. So yeah, here at the middle, and instead of finishing with a V-stitch, I'm gonna finish with a double crochet, sorry, like this. And this is what we did on this other part, so it will feel like it comes from one source. Instead of putting them differently, it won't look good in it, yeah. So on my next row, I'm gonna turn my work, and I will reduce one more now. So in this row, I'm gonna reduce on the second row of the cup. So I'm gonna chain 1 and 2 and 3 here, turn. After turning it, I will work a double crochet there. I'm not going to work a V-stitch, and then I'm gonna continue with a V-stitch until I reach here at the end of the row, where we will finish with a double crochet. So let's meet here at the end of the row. So I'm here at the end of the row, and I'm gonna finish it with a double crochet. So you see what you do, this other side is what you do on this other side. So let's see how it looks like on this second row here. So if you see what I did on this side is the same thing that I did on this other side. So I'm not going to decrease again. I will not decrease on this row. So what I will do is let's see. So this is the first, the second, and on the third row here. So I'm gonna chain 1. Okay, let me figure out. So I am going to chain 1, 2, 3, and I go directly here on my third row of the cup, and just make a V-stitch. I have not reduced on this row, so it's like one row we will be reducing and the other row we will not be reducing. So I'm here at the end of the row, and I'm going to finish it with a double crochet like that. It's not starting to form that shape of reducing, as you can see. Yeah, so my next I'm gonna chain 1 and turn my work. I'm struggling here a little bit. Turn my work, and I will go ahead and instead I will reduce here by yarning over, yarn over the hook. In short, I'm going to combine these two together to make a one treble crochet. So I'm gonna insert my hook. After chaining 1, insert my hook, pull through, yarn over, pull through again once, and finish this treble by working on each two of the yarn on my hook. So I have reduced these two, so this one will serve as my double crochet, and then continue working on my V stitches as usual. Yeah, we reach at the end of the row. So I'm here at the end of the row, and I want to combine these two together. So I will yarn over here, pull through, and go directly on this end of the row and pull through the yarn and pull through all the yarns on the loop as a treble. So I'm gonna chain 1, 2, 3, and turn my work, and I am not going to reduce it here. I'm still just going to work through the V stitch. So in one row we are reducing, and on the other row we are not reducing at all. As you can see what we are doing. Let's meet here at the end of the row and see what we will do. So I'm here at the end of the row. I'm here at the end of the row. What I did here is what I'm going to do this other side on the top of that reduced stitch of a previous row, and I'll go ahead and make a double crochet there. the same thing we did here. And I'm gonna chain one and turn my work, reduce it as we reduced before by inserting my hook and pull through yarn on the V-stitch and work a treble crochet through the loops till you remain with one single loop, and this will act as our beginning double crochet. Yeah, so we have reduced it, and then we continue working on the V-stitch as usual. Let's meet at the end of the row. And here we are almost at the end of the row. Yeah, and we're gonna reduce it by yarning over, pull through, and you don't yarn over again, but just go directly and pull through the yarn and work on those 4 loops on my hook. And there we've finished this row. So that's what you're going to do all the way till we reach here the end, where you will just have one V-stitch remaining, and then you combine them together and then make a chain of 200. Yeah, so apparently sorry, a little bit. I was shooting this throughout the day, so it's now evening, and now apparently I'm being blessed with an evening sun. Yeah, so what you're going to do, this is how the bust looks like. Yeah, and what I'm going to do is do a border on around. I'm not gonna touch this V area, no. I'm just gonna work on this border along around this area till on the waist, so that it will not be hanging so much, and when I put my straps it will hold firmly. So I will attach my yarn here, work all the way to the waist area until I reach on this other cup here. Yeah, and I will meet you when I'm done and then fix the straps. So we're almost at the end, finishing our project, and I have done a border of single crochet. As you can see how firm it is, this is what I wanted. Yeah, and I worked a single crochet on each of the V stitches so that it can hold the waist. Yeah, and the next thing is we're going to just put the tassels, or rather the straps, along the V area. Yeah, just like that, and we are done with our cover up. So the next step is adding tassels, straps along. So you just have to skip randomly, and we're good to go for everything. Yeah, just like that, and we are done with that. We are done with the whole piece. And this is our final look. Thank you for joining our YouTube tutorial. Keep on subscribing.